Heather's bike. Start with the nozzle installation. What I did was modify the bracket that it came on. You'll see that it actually came with a bit that would hang down here, and then this bit would attach to it, and then it would come on here. Well, anyway, I took it all apart and I hung it off of this bracket here and put it back out of the way, because what happens is when you get chain slack, it's going to come up and grab the nozzle and it's going to pull it one way, and it's going to break this little tit off up here. Anyway, basically get it as high and as close to this arm as possible. I mean, I know you've got the mud guard back there, but I'm sure you can work something out where your nozzle will be mounted very high and very away from the chain. That is of utmost importance. And then there's the bottle. The bottle's good enough, but I mean, as usual, just like the Strom, the plastic sticky stuff came off, so it's just kind of sitting there. And I ran her, drilled a little hole right there in the mud guard and ran the tubing. This is the overflow tube, and the overflow tube out through the bodywork right to there, as you can see. And that's how I mounted the computer. I just put it, I mean, I know your setup is probably a little bit different with the computer and so forth, but I've set hers with sticky right there and tapped into the wires here. And I'm pretty sure the wiring colors are going to be different on your wiring harness, but you can tap right into the rear brake light here with the black wire being fed, the negative terminal being fed off of this brown wire, and the positive terminal being fed off of this. It's blue with a black. If you can see that, it's a light blue with a black. Like I said, it's probably going to be a different color on your wiring harness, but principle's the same, and I think that the instructions on the web on that link have the proper wiring color for your bike. And then, you know, here's the pump mount. Pretty easy. And here's the output line. Always here's the input line, just kind of goes around here over to the bottle. Here's the output line, goes out and along here. And I just reused this little kind of trough for the battery overflow and all that other good stuff. Just kind of follow this trough along. Let's see if I can, there you go. I kind of come in right there. And the wire I zip tied at all the major points along the way. And then I come along here, and here's another bit. I actually put a zip tie over here because I don't want the chain eating up this tubing. So I brought that, if you can see, I ran the red input line from the front underneath this guard, underneath that chain guard, all the way back to the nozzle. And then I put I don't know if you can see it, there's a little zip tie I put right there so that it'll hold the wire, the tubing won't come out. I don't know if you can quite see that or not, but I have the tubing running through, probably can't see that, I have that tubing running through the zip tie around the swing arm so that it can't flop out to one side and get eaten by the chain. And the other major bit, not major, actually pretty easy, I run the speedo wire here up along the bodywork inside, and I tap into the wire for the trip computer right here. I actually tap in, she has a trip computer mounted, so I tapped into the wire that's going to her trip computer, but the connector that you're looking for is blue with a yellow wire. It's this connector right here, right where my thumb is, that blue with the yellow, and it's just a little plastic connector that looks like this, and it should just be sitting there singly, alone inside that wire mess down there, and you probably have to dig for it, but there it is. I also put her four-wheeler on the handguard. I would have preferred to put it over here, but she already has her trip computer mount here, so it was kind of interfering, so put it over on the right side, and there it is. There you have it. Pro Oiler install, a la Heather's the car.